Hello dear viewers, the new episode of How Well Do You Know Mongolia is starting. In this episode, 3 foreign citizens competed to test their knowledge of Mongolian customs, geography, history and food. Stay with us to learn more about Mongolia.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Natsky. I've been here in Mongolia for over 1 year now. I originally came here on the Fulbright Scholarship and I teach at Ottontinger University. I teach English. I live here alone and I'm 23 years old and I'm from the United States of America.
My name's Ryan Kurtanis. I've lived in Mongolia for 6 years. I've worked here as a teacher, both science teacher and geography teacher. I'm married. My wife and I have a small travel company called Seek Travels. And yeah, I'm excited to answer some questions about Mongolia.
Hi there, my name is Connor Moore. I'm American. I'm working here as a Peace Corps volunteer. I do English education for both students and teachers. And then I also do different community development projects. For example, I run a guide training course for Mongolian tour guides where we improve both their English proficiency and guiding proficiency. This summer I'll be working at a few different summer camps as well. I've been here for 6 months now.
What is one of the 5 types of livestock that lives in Mongolia's Gobi region?
I think it's going to be camels because it's in the desert, so that's my assumption.
Camel, goats, horses, or snow leopards. Obviously snow leopards. That one's pretty easy.
I think camels are probably the ones you'll find most likely in the Gobi. I have seen some of the back-trained camels around here, kind of on the outskirts of UB. They're more for tourism though, honestly, it seems like. But yeah, they're really impressive. They're huge. I didn't really expect them to be so big.
For me, I guess the most interesting thing about Mongolia is the horsemanship. And, you know, I've done a lot of horse trekking and different adventures in Mongolia on horseback. The biggest one last summer, I was part of a ride called the Blue Wolf Totem Ride, which was run by the Valu Foundation. And we rode for 84 days and 3,600 kilometers across Mongolia on horseback. So I've seen most of Mongolia on the back of a horse.
Not in Mongolia. I've never ridden a camel in Mongolia. In Morocco, I studied abroad in Morocco, so I'm going to the Gobi this summer with my family, so hopefully I will ride a camel there.
Camels are one of 5 types of livestock in Mongolia. Mongolia is to humpback trained camels that have been domesticated by herders. Its wool coat sheds in the summer and acts as an insulator in the winter. There are more than 450,000 camels in Mongolia, with most of them located in Umnugor, Donggo, Gobi Alta and Bayangor provinces. Umnugor province has the largest number of camels. Camels are a means of transportation across the Gobi and the vast steppe. An adult male camel can yield up to 18 kilograms of wool per year. Unlike other livestock, a camel can continuously travel for 30 days without drinking a drop of water. What is the name of the Mongolian astronaut who flew into space on March 21st, 1981?
That's a tough one, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Baturzorg, but I don't really know. That was just a guess.
I know this one. It's Si Gorakcha.
Oh, I've definitely heard this before. I don't remember it super clearly. So A is Dorj, B is Baturzorgt, C Gorakcha, and then D Bilkute. I'm torn between Dorj and Baturzorgt. I think we're gonna go with Dorj though. A. No.
I live right by Sansar, so one of the first things I learned when I came to Mongolia was that Sansar is named after Gorakcha.
On March 21st, 1981, hero of the Mongolian People's Republic and the hero of the USSR, Gorakcha Jukderdimdud, along with twice honored Hero of the USSR and Hero of Mongolian People's Republic, Soviet cosmonaut Vladimir Janibekov, who flew into space on the Soyuz 39 spacecraft, returning to Earth at 7:42 p.m. on March 30th. Mongolia became the 10th country in the world to send a person into space. Gorakhcha was the second person in Asia and the 101st person in the world to fly into space. What is the mark used to identify livestock ownership called?
I don't know this one. I'm gonna go with brand, C. Why? Because in the United States, or in English, we would call it a brand as well. It is correct, it's the same? Excellent.
What is the mark used to identify livestock ownership called? A plan, B, a picture, C, brand, or D, a window? C, a brand.
Well, in Mongolian it's called the tamuk, which translates in English to brand, which is a very common thing also in the United States.
I've seen yaks when I went up to hoof school. I've seen goats and horses and arhangai. So the only one I haven't gotten close to is camels. So I've never been close to a camel in Mongolia.
Most of my Mongolian language practice was with ACMS, the American Center for Mongolian Studies, and the teacher there, Serma, is an excellent teacher for anyone who's looking for a Mongolian language teacher.
I'm familiar with cattle. I kind of grew up in a rural area in the US as well, so you would commonly see some of the cattle be branded over there as well.
A brand is a mark used to identify livestock ownership. Mongolians have a long tradition of branding their livestock to distinguish them from animals owned by other families. If an animal is lost, it can be identified by its brand. Each family has its own brand, and a small feast is held when the animals are branded. Which is the largest freshwater lake in Mongolia?
I know Horsehead is the deepest, but I think Uvs is the largest in terms of area. So I'm gonna go with C, Uvs.
I know Ovs is the largest lake, but I don't think it's freshwater. I'm gonna go with hoof school on this one. Is it hoof school? Alright, great.
I think most people would say it's Hovskol Lake, but I'm pretty sure that it's Olvs Lake in Olvs. I think that lake is bigger than Lake Hovskol.
So I worked in hoof school. I taught at like an academy for English and math for about 2 weeks last summer. And it was great. It was kind of in the middle of nowhere. So it was not in Hatskol. It was like maybe an hour north of that.
No, I've not had the chance. I'm hoping to work at a summer camp in Horsehead this summer though.
Yeah, Hovskol Lake, I guess, for me is a special place. We've spent a lot of time there and I know a lot of people from there. I grew up in a part of the United States with a lot of lakes, so it feels nice to be near a lake. I would say that I like Hovskol Lake, but I much prefer places in Mongolia with less people.
Lake Hovskol is the largest freshwater lake in Mongolia by volume and the second largest by area. It is located near Mongolia's northern border, about 200 kilometers west of the southern end of Lake Baikal. It is nicknamed the younger sister of those two sister lakes. Lake Hovskol is located at the foot of the eastern end of the Sayan Mountains. It sits 1,645 meters above sea level, is 136 kilometers long and 262 meters deep. It is the second most voluminous freshwater lake in Asia. It holds almost 70% of Mongolia's freshwater and 0.4% of all freshwater in the world. The town of Hatal lies at the southern end of the lake. How many strings does a horsehead fiddle have?
I'm pretty sure the Endangered has 2 strings. Yes, great.
How many strings does a horsehead fiddle have? A Modenhood? It has 2 strings.
I'm gonna guess on this one. I think it's 2. I think there's only 2.
Oh, I mean, I really like the Modenhur. I also know you have the steel harp. I can't remember what the name of that one is in Mongolian. Those are the only two I really know. But I also like the throat singing Urdu. I think it's really beautiful as well.
I've never played one. I've only heard them a couple of times at performances.
The Modenhur, also known as the Horsehead fiddle, is a traditional Mongolian bound stringed instrument. The instrument has 2 strings, and it is one of the most important musical instruments of the Mongolian people and is considered a national symbol. The Modenhur is one of the masterpieces of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity recognized by UNESCO. What was Chinggis Khan's mother's name?
I'm pretty sure it's Udlun. I have a friend whose name is Udlun, so I'm gonna go with A. Correct? Great.
Ooh, I should know this one. I like history. I'm going to guess A, Ulthanuchin. This is just a guess. I have no idea what his mother's name was. Really? Okay, that was a guess. I really didn't know that one.
Her name was Olthanuch. Yeah, his wife's name was Borte.
Yes, I am very interested in Mongolian history. I'm also particularly interested in Mongolia's Buddhist history, as well as pre-Mongol Empire history, like starting from Xiongnu and so on and so forth, Xianbei. I think it's a very kind of interesting area.
I'm really interested. When I came to Mongolia, I bought several books about Chinggis Khan and the Mongolian Empire. I started reading them, but I haven't finished yet. So that's my plan before I leave Mongolia. I want to read the books.
Ultungujing, also known as Ultungich, was the mother of Chinggis Khan and the wife of his father Yesuke, the chief of the Hamuk Mongol Confederation. Much of what is known about her life comes from the secret history of the Mongols. She came from the Old Kunut clan of the Hongirad tribe. She was born to the Old Kunut and she was engaged to Chilado of the Merkid, but was kidnapped by Yesuke on her way back to the Merkid camp after her wedding in around 1159. He made Ulung his chief wife and honors as only the chief wife could only give birth to heirs. She gave birth to 4 sons, Temujin, Hasar, Hachung, and Timuga, and the daughter Temujung. How many colors are in the Mongolian flag?
Hold on, I gotta think. Red, blue, yellow, or gold. I'm gonna guess 3, B3.
I think 3. Yellow, red, and blue. Yeah, I don't think there's any white in it. So yeah, 3. Yellow, red, and blue.
Ooh, this will be bad if I get it wrong. A4, B3, C2, or D1. So red, yellow, and blue, I believe are the 3. So I'm gonna go with B3. Okay, great.
3 colors are in the Mongolian flag. The national flag of Mongolia is a vertical triband with a red bar at each side and a blue bar in the middle, with the Mongolian Sayump symbol in the yellow centered on the left bar. The blue bar represents the eternal blue sky, and the red bar symbolizes life for eternity. The Sayump is a geometric abstraction representing fire, the sun, the moon, earth, water, and a symbol representing duality. What is Mongolia's world ranking in terms of land area?
What is Mongolia's world ranking in terms of land area? It's 19th largest country in the world and the least densely populated country on Earth. I should probably know that one since I'm a geography teacher.
What is Mongolia's world ranking in terms of land area? A, 17, B, 19, C, 12, or D, 16? I really don't know this one at all. I'm gonna guess A, 17, because that's my favorite number. So that's my guess.
I know it's pretty high, so A17, B19, C12, or D16. I I think it's 12. C, 12. No. 16? No, oh, really? Okay. 19. Oh, I thought it was higher.
Mongolia has a total area of 1,564,120 square kilometers. Mongolia is one of the largest countries in Asia and the 19th largest in the world. With 2.1 inhabitants per square kilometers, it is also the most sparsely populated country in Asia. More than half of all residents, 69%, live in cities. Mongolia lies at an average elevation of 1,528 meters above sea level, making it one of the highest countries in the world. The highest mountain peak, Khotun Peak, is 4,374 meters. Mongolia is landlocked and shares borders with China and Russia. What is the name of the critically endangered animal living in the Gobi Mountains?
A, the Gobi bear, B, the Bactrian camel, C, the golden eagle, or D, the wolf. I believe it is A, the Gobi bear or Mazalai. Yeah, okay, great.
What is the name of the critically endangered animal living in the Gobi Mountains? A. Gobi bear, B. Bactrian camel, C. Golden eagle, or D. Wolf? Ooh. I think it's the Gobi bear. Is that correct? Okay.
It says on here in English Gobi bear, but it's Matsalai, which is a subspecies of brown bear that's found in the Gobi Desert.
No, I've never seen I've seen pictures, I've never seen the bear.
The Gobi bear, known in Mongolian as the Mazal, is a subspecies of the brown bear found in the Gobi Mountains. It is listed as critically endangered by the Mongolian Red Book of Endangered Species and the International Union of Conservation of Nature Standards. Surveys documented just 51 bears in 2022, a slight increase from the estimate of 40 bears in 2017. Gobi bears are separated by enough distance from other brown bear populations to achieve reproduction isolation. In 1959, hunting of the bears was prohibited to preserve the dying subspecies. How many provinces does Mongolia have?
How many provinces does Mongolia have? 21. Yep, 21 provinces.
I know this one, it's D, 21.
My gut feeling is 22. Yeah, A, 22. 21, no! It was D, 21. Okay.
In the future, with my family, I'll go to Dongov and Ungov, and then also Arhangay. And then before I leave Mongolia, I want to go back to Bainolki one more time because it's so beautiful. I think it was so different from anywhere I've ever been. The mountains are beautiful and the culture is very, very rich. So I really liked Bainolki for sure.
I don't know exactly how many provinces I've been to. I'd have to think and count. But let's see. I guess the provinces I haven't been to are Dornud. I have never been to Zaokhan, and I think that's it. So I guess I've been to 19 out of 21 provinces, I think. I might be forgetting one, but yeah.
I've mostly been reading online articles. I typically, or just talk with my friends. In preparing some of my guide training courses, I've been learning a lot about Mongolian history and culture.
Mongolia's administrative and territorial units are divided into 21 provinces in Mongolia and one capital city, Ulaanbaatar City. The provinces are divided into 333 sums, and the sums are further divided into 1,664 bags. Gobi province has the largest territory with 165,400 square kilometers. What do you call a baby sheep?
A baby sheep is called a lamb. I don't exactly remember the word in Mongolian, but yep, it's called a lamb.
A lamb, B, a kid, C, a one-year sheep, or D, a baby sheep. I'm gonna go with lamb, A, lamb.
Well, in English, we would say lamb, so I'm gonna go with A, lamb.
Lambs are called hurq in Mongolian. Mongolia's 14 million sheep are well equipped to withstand low temperatures, unfavorable ecological conditions, and poor vegetation. Which province has the largest number of extinct volcanoes in Mongolia?
Which province has the largest number of extinct volcanoes in Mongolia? Oh, that's a tough one. Extinct volcanoes. I would guess, is it Arhangai? Yeah, that's my guess, Arhangai. Why? I think the only volcano I've been to in Mongolia is in Arhangai, so that's why I guessed that. But I don't know, is that right? It is right.
A. Sukbatar, B. Arhangai, C. Dornud, or D. Henti? Ooh. The only volcanoes I know in Mongolia are B. Arhangai, so that's my guess.
Which province has the largest number of extinct volcanoes in Mongolia? A. Sukbatar, B. Arhangai, C. Dornud, or D. Henti? Well, I think Sukbatar has a lot of deserts. Arhangai, Dornud, or Henti. It's one of those three, I think. Somewhere a bit west, I feel there's more volcanoes for some reason. Arhangai or Henti is what I'm feeling. I'm gonna go with Arhangai. It's my gut.
The Horgin Tago volcano is located on the banks of Tirhin Tsagan Lake, 180 kilometers from the center of Arkhana province. The volcano last erupted 8,000 years ago. There are many cauldron-shaped craters around the volcano, known as Horgin Tago. There are also interesting caves near the volcano, including Sharnakhontam, which translates to Hollow of the Yellow Dog, and a cave of a person. In 1965, 50 square kilometers of the area around the volcano were designated for preservation. Nicholas Natske answered 11 out of 12 questions correctly. Ryan Curtins answered 9 out of 12 questions correctly. And Connor Moore answered 7 out of 12 questions correctly. The winner of this quiz program is Nicholas Natske.
I think that a lot of the landscape questions and questions about Mongolian countryside are very easy for me because I spend most of my time in the countryside. The question about the astronaut was really difficult for me because I'm not as interested in that modern history of Mongolia, I guess, and I think a lot of people don't know about it as much. So maybe it's important to have questions like that so people know that, yeah, a Mongolian astronaut went to space. So that's a cool thing that I didn't know. So I'm glad I did this, so I learned a fun fact about Mongolia.
Yeah, for me, the hardest part was definitely the geography because I haven't really had much of a chance to leave Ulaanbaatar since I've come to Mongolia. So I know this area really well, but anything outside of the city I'm not super educated on yet. So looking forward to traveling through more of Mongolia and learning more about the geography soon.
I knew about the provinces because my goal was to visit all 21 provinces. I think right now I'm at 13. I don't know if I will be able to finish it, but I'm going to try. So I knew that one. The one I didn't know was the land area. I didn't know how big Mongolia was. Yeah, I was shocked. I thought Mongolia was higher on the list. I thought it was closer to 15, but it's 19. So. It's great. I think that this program will help foreigners learn more about Mongolian. And I also think that Mongolians who are interested in learning English can also watch this program to practice their listening. So I like it. It's great. Thank you guys.
Congratulations for your successful participation and knowledge about Mongolia. Thank you to all our 3 foreign participants. I hope that you have learned a lot about Mongolia. Goodbye.